It's okay.
I'm learning very, I'm a slow learning.
You dap it up like this, Joe.
Yeah, let me see.
That's just dap. That's just a little dap.
Okay.
A little something. There you go.
Try this again next time, Ray's here. Let's chat about the big game this weekend, Ray, the one between the Steelers and the Patriots. You know the one. Pittsburgh currently leads the AFC at 11-2. New England right behind him at 10-3. Lots of hype, lots of storylines, and lest we forget, this could determine home field advantage throughout the postseason. No pressure or anything for anyone. Here's Mike Tomlin on the hype surrounding Sunday's big showdown.
I love it. You know, it's good to be in big games. It's better to be in big games than ones that nobody's watching. You know, we better be appreciative of this spot and not resist it in any way, but embrace it, because this is what we've been fighting for since March. You know, to be in these type games against these type people, why would you fight that? It's an awesome thing.
Can you just imagine Bill Belichick giving the exact same press conference? No. This is what we fight for. This is the game I want. He's probably like, I don't even know who's playing next, but I'll check the schedule and let you know. Ray, talk about which team has the edge in this one on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm going to give you kind of a couple of different perspectives, right? Because you take Tom Brady and you take the success that he's had over all the years against this Pittsburgh Steelers defense. You ask yourself why, right? The only way you can get to Tom Brady to really disturb Tom Brady is you have to get him off his spot. But you can't rush him from the outside because he's so good at stepping up, right? He's getting the ball out of his hands way up under 3 seconds. So you have to ask yourself, can Hayward take the pocket and push the pocket from the inside? But now you got to ask your corners that's sitting 12, 8, 10 yards off sometimes to actually come up and make a one-on-one tackle. Every time you see Tom Brady play the Pittsburgh Steelers, the first thing you say is, why are they in the same coverage? It's not necessarily they're in the same coverage. He's getting the looks that he wants based on what they're giving him. Right now, I'm going to give you a flip side of it. The only way Pittsburgh, for me, has a chance to beat Tom Brady is you must keep him on the sideline. How? Le'Veon Bell he has to be that guy, not just running the ball, in the passing game as well. Pittsburgh has made one crucial mistake every time they play against Tom Brady. They always leave it up to Tom Brady and think, oh, my defense will make a play. Absolutely not. You get him off the field. And when you get Tom Brady off the field, if you keep Tom Brady with a coat over him in that cold, that's the way you beat Tom Brady. But when you give him chance after chance to keep going back in there to do what they're doing against a Steelers defense who, without Ryan Shazier, is a much slower defense now from the linebacker position, now you have a totally different ball game. So when you say who I'm leaning towards, I'm definitely leaning towards New England for the simple fact Brady has always had success, and I think Pittsburgh is going to have to figure out, even though Antonio Brown is, I think, should be one of the MVP top leading candidates, but what Le'Veon Bell is doing, if they can control the clock, I think it's a different ball game.
Ray, are you concerned, because you've been in it, I think you're the perfect guest. For one, that could have been you speaking there instead of Tomlin. Are you concerned that Pittsburgh had targeted New England for a couple weeks in their conversation? Because before you guys were who you were, now you guys won one earlier, but you was always chasing Tom and chasing Peyton. Yeah. So you've been in the same situation. Give me the thought and ideology, or should we be concerned that they've been looking forward to this game for a couple weeks?
He knows. In the AFC, he knows if it's one problem I've had for year after year, it's the New England Patriots.
Right, so they got a proper perspective.
Listen, if they're not building up to this game, then they're
what you out there playing for?
What you playing for? And so we used to take the people on the schedule and say, okay, at the end of the year, who's going to be there? Who's going to give us problems at the end of the year? For me, early in my career, was Tennessee. You had to sit there and say, okay, who has Tennessee got? And how physical the game going to be.
Broke your neck and everything.
Here you go. Here you go.
Yeah, okay, but we're not going to get into that.
It's this man right here. And so people wanted to say, oh, my God, how could Tomlin be looking ahead? Who's not looking ahead? Yeah. If you're the number 1 and number 2 seeds in the AFC, you're saying we need to get home field advantage to beat this guy now. We need him coming back through Pittsburgh to possibly have a chance to beat Tom Brady. So looking ahead is something that I've always did my entire career.
All right, I'm so glad you're here because there's something that I've been waiting to bring up on the show, and you're a perfect guy to ask about it. When we talk about the most important players on the field.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it based on just what people say or the money they get paid. Top paid guys are quarterback, most important player.
Yeah.
Next three, as far as salary and what we discuss, it's all about the passing game. It's left tackle, pass rusher, corner. Those are your next highest paid positions. Let's stay on defense, pass rusher and corner. You know what is not anywhere near the highest paid position? Inside linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen the Dallas Cowboys with and without Sean Lee.
Mm-hmm.
And they are two different teams. I have seen the Carolina Panthers with and without Luke Kuechly. They are two different teams. It's only been 1 week. We've seen the Steelers with and without Ryan Shazier.
Mm-hmm.
And they look like two different teams. That's obviously the spot you played. Is it that the inside linebacker doesn't make the average inside linebacker doesn't make the impact, but the great inside linebacker makes all the difference? Like, that seems to almost be an underrated spot until a guy's missing, and then the defenses fall apart on him.
You know what? One of the reasons why is because, it's a passing game, right? So the passing game goes from the quarterback to the left tackle to the corner. So, yeah, you go down the tree. But when you talk about the leadership and science of football, there's two main leaders. There's a quarterback on the offensive side, and then there's a quarterback on the defensive side. Mm-hmm. And if you can understand that and appreciate that, the great ones. I watched Luke Kuechly play. When Carolina's without Luke Kuechly, they're a totally different ball club.
Totally.
And you sit back and you say, is he that valuable? It's not necessarily what his value everybody else thinks it is. It's everything else. If you see how Luke Kuechly points out this, it's going here, it's going out. It's all of the tangibles around it that you can't measure. That's one thing I used to always say. You talk about, a corner's more valuable. He can never be. He can never be, because somebody can take a corner out of the game anytime they get ready. You can never take a middle linebacker out of the game, and that's why I think they're so valuable.
And we don't give him credit. He can't say this, but middle linebackers are force multipliers just like quarterbacks.
Yes.
All right? We've seen with Kuechly. We've seen with Sean. We've seen with Ray Lewis. Like, yes, these guys can't be replaced. And Ryan Shazier can't be replaced.
Quick question, Ray. When you have two teams like this who know each other so well, who've played, who they basically know, and they've been watching them, they know the game plans, they know what's at stake, how much of this is going to be about plays you put together, and how much at the end of the day is going to say two teams go out with all the rivalry and all that's on the line in the cold, two teams just playing football against each other?
Yeah, listen, I'm telling you, it comes down to that. I'm going to give you two thought processes. This is Tom Brady thought process. Who's ever your weak link on defense, that's who I'm going at. It's simple math. So whoever that guy is on Pittsburgh, I hope his cleats are tightened real tight, because he's going to get a lot of work today. Ben Roethlisberger, this is going to be very simple. We have a lot of weapons. Ben Roethlisberger have a lot of little toys he like to play with. Right. And if you put 8 man in the box on Pittsburgh and man Antonio Brown up, this can be an Antonio Brown show. So as you see, there's a lot of thinking that's going on, but the bottom line, like Mike Tomlin said, I would rather be in these big games than be in the games just sitting on watching.
All right, Ray, stick around. Coming up, Jerry Jones has some interesting things to say about Dak Prescott. Next on First Things First.